Hey everybody, welcome to Pure Snowrunner. Welcome back if you're a repeat offender. On today's episode, I'm going to be doing, well, we unlocked the tower, or unlocked the tunnel in the previous. So we're going to move on. We're going to get the garage, however you want to say, garage, however you want to pronounce it. Uh, we're in Cosmodrome. Welcome to Cosmodrome, everybody. Let's go. So if you're getting to this map, one of the first things you're going to want to do, is find the garage. Uh, Second thing you're going to want to do is fix this road right here. I'm going to pass it up, but you definitely should get this road fixed. Because this is a nasty little mud hole here that'll get you stuck. It's kind of tedious in time, and I'm not going to grab the tasks. That's a different day, different time, different thing. So if you've watched any of my videos, you know that this is how I do things. Whether it be the smartest way to do it or not, I don't know. But today's episode, we're going to get the garage open or located so that they know where I'm at. I'm going to repair my truck and get it refueled, and then I'm going to get the towers. Because obviously you can see that I have not been to any of the towers. Looks like there's 5 of them. I've not been to the map, so. Oh, it doesn't matter. So if you're trying to find the garage, just go up to this road. I actually opened it up already, just by me driving in here. Nice. Now there is a route that, if you're doing it the way I'm doing it, there is a route that you should take, and bear with me on it. It will be the most beneficial route for you if you're doing it the way I do it. I don't know if anybody's playing along the way. New trailer discovered, new garage discovered. I didn't see it say that though. I gotta go around the other side. If it doesn't tell you the garage was discovered, it'd be a very bad idea to recover because you're going all the way back. Just saying. There we go. Now it says garage discovered. Move to garage. Alright, so we're fully restored, fueled. Let's go. Again, not getting anything. Just pay attention to how. Alright, let's try that again. We don't want to break it. We just left it. It didn't even get out of the parking lot, and we've got broken springs already. Not that it won't anyway, but. Alright, so 5 towers. There is a particular order you want to do this because of the fact that the roads are blocked. So you can go around that landslide. This was one of them that you can actually get around. You just kind of go on the ice. You'll have to fix it eventually if you're doing all the tasks. Again, there are no rules to this game. First of all, let me stipulate that 100%. You can play this any way you want. If you don't want to do any missions, you don't have to. If you want to just get vehicles and drive around and go off-roading or whatever you want to do, you're more than welcome to do that. If you are more of a rule breaker, I guess. I mean, again, there's no rules. You don't have to do it any way you want. I think the game would get boring if you just drove around, if you didn't do any of the missions and stuff. I have friends that have this and they don't even play it. It's too boring. It just takes too long. It's lots of excuses. I think it's just they don't want to put the wrench time in. You know, again, not going to grab any of the tasks. There's like 3 of them just in that little area. And we're on this side. Climb up and get to the tower. But I've always liked the game, even from the beginning. But I played, and the game is still around, a game called Spin Tires, which is like the predecessor to this game. It's like the OG. And Spin Tires was, it was okay for what it was back then, but there was very limited. Really, it was. This game is so much more vast, so much more things to do, and I enjoy this way better than. And I have, which one is the other one? The Mud Runner game. I have that one, and I have a few other ones, but this is, again, is my favorite out of all of them. Come on. There we go. I don't have the big fatty tires on here today. That's on a different version of this truck, but I think when you're scouting, you almost want to go with the skinnier tires. Helps you get through smaller areas. Not that the big fatty things ain't so good, but this it narrows you up considerably with these skinnier ones versus the wider profile tires. Okay, so we hit the first one. We got to get to the second one, which is over here, but they got this in the way. So we have to figure out how, if possible, to get. You can't go this way because this one's out of 2. I'm going to go around. We're going to go this way because I don't know if you can get over that, and I don't want to fight with a bunch of debris on the road. It looks like it's covering the road pretty good. So I'll just kind of making my way across the swamp over here. Again, if you want to go through and start knocking out stuff, you do you. But this is just the way I do it. It's like some medium logs. I'm not going to get that upgrade. We'll come back for that. Nope, not going to do it. That's the next video. But we know where it's at. Everything's for a reason. I have to do it in a certain order. I'm just trying to get to the path over here, and then we can get to going. Alright, now we're on the path. Again, I hope you all are enjoying the content. If you are, be sure to smash the like button. It means a lot. Any interaction with the fans, a comment, thumbs up, whatever. It helps the algorithm for me. Helps the channel grow. Again, by the time you guys see this, it's going to be right around Christmas, if not just after. I think it's right around Christmas time. And if you're thinking of a game for Christmas, this would definitely be one. I mean, as expansive as the game is, I get it, you gotta add to the add-ons and stuff like that, but eventually I'm gonna get a thumbnail somewhere along the line here. Just not yet. Yeah, the skinnier tires were definitely the way to go on this one. Watch out. Like I said, I got the big tired version of this, but oh, a little stump. Oh, stumpy. Yeah. It's a little bit longer path, but we made it around to the opposite side of that. We went around this, essentially. We just took this road around. We can still get to the tower. We're going to go right there. Now I want to see what this landslide looks like. I drove all the way around to see how bad it is. Yeah, it's bad enough. I don't know if I could have got around it, though. And I forgot to turn off my phone again. But we're going to go back to that other spot where I'm not going to grab the task, by the way. That was it right there. It's like a wee little crock here. Alright, so how many have we hit? Just one up to this point? We are now at 2. Alright, so we started at the garage. Did you guys turn around here? We hit one tower that was over here by the lake. Let's zoom in on it, you can see it. And now we're at this tower. I'm gonna be headed over to that one. I just gotta go back this way to get back out. Follow the tracks. Rock and roll. So yes, down below in the description, I wanted to get to that as well. In the description is a link to my Twitch channel. If you'd like to follow me on Twitch, I know how brand loyal people are. So either you watch Twitch or you watch YouTube. And I'm guilty. I watch a lot of YouTube. But I'll watch Twitch occasionally if a friend of mine is streaming over there, which I have friends that stream over on Twitch. So I make it a point to stop over and help support them a little bit. I may not watch their whole stream or whatever, but I'll pop in for a little while to chat. It's one advantage to having live. You can pop in the chat, say hi, they get back to you. They're like, hey, how's it going? Da, 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 da. You know, get that interaction. Whereas uploads like this, you get the interaction, but it's just by chat. You know, it's not an immediate response. It's, you know, I try to get back as soon as I can when I see somebody commented on one of my videos or asked a question or whatever. I'll try to get back to you ASAP, but it doesn't always work, so even with that, you're not instantaneous, you know. Whereas like Twitch is like 5-second delay, if that, and you can get your response right off the bat. And I did offer that, by the way. I did offer to do a live stream once a week on this channel, but never got the feedback that I expected. So, and to be fair, it just makes it easier if I don't have to go live. All right, so now we're gonna go up this little crack right here. So if you're wondering, it's right next to this rock. We're just gonna go up. It's like a path, kind of. I think it's a path. Looks like there's some tracks right here. We'll shove it in a low, high. Again, not getting any tasks. Not going to complete any tasks. Just getting the contracts, or getting the towers. After this one, we're going to recover. Because there's no way to get across. There's bridges out. Well, once I open this, I'll show you. If it'll pop up. There's like two bridges, one or two bridges that are going to get replaced in order to make it across. Okay. Big snow-covered map. Alright, so here's this. Yeah, it doesn't show it. But over in this area, there's a bridge that has to be replaced. In this area, I think it's this one, there's a pile of logs, as you can see. So we're not going that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to recover, which puts us back at the garage. And then we're going to come in from this side. We definitely want something with narrow tires, smaller. So now we're going to turn left at the, there's a tower up here. We're going to turn left to the garage. So here's your main entrance. Here's the garage. But we're turning left right here. We're going to follow this little path around. I don't get the whole, we're going to start up a topic here. I don't get the whole loud exhaust thing. Whether it be a diesel truck that the high school kids are driving, or the Fast and the Furious style cars that have to be so loud. I mean, they sound like they're going 1,000,000 miles an hour, but they're not. It's just loud. That's why. What's the point of it? I mean, back in my day, I sound old. Back in my day, it was a lot of muscle cars. It wasn't the tuner style cars. It was the Camaros, the Chevelles, the oh man, there's so many Roadrunners and Chargers, Challengers, all your Mopar cars. And they had the big motors, the V8s, you know, with all the horsepower. Now it's all about the tuners. And again, I think they look cool. They got their own look. It's just not a muscle car look. But the sounds on these things, they gotta. Why do you gotta hear them from a mile away? How do you not get pulled over for having just an obnoxious exhaust? Now I sound like an old man. I just say there's a time and place for everything. And at my house, driving by my place at 3 in the morning is not the place or time for that. Because it's all hours of the night that they do that. Alright, so now we're going to slide down here. I'm going to take this little path across the ice, up the hill, past all of that, down through here, and we're going to make our way over to the next tower, the last, fifth and final. Did I get a thumbnail for this yet? I did not. I got a feeling I'm going to get one up here, though. There's a winch point, because it's going to be bad. Well, there's a winch over there, or a winch point over here, but is it going to be enough to tip me back over? That is the question. Like I said, there's a time and place for all of that stuff. Attach winch. And I get it. Teenagers are going to be teenagers regardless of what era they grow up in, right? So they're all, by old people's standards, they're considered hooligans or troublemakers or rebel rousers or whatever area you lived where you grew up in. Beatniks. I don't know. Punks. But it all comes down to respect. If you don't respect the elders or people in general, first of all, respect is earned, not you have to earn respect in order to get respect, right? I think that's a good thumbnail. Right in the middle of the lake, half fallen in here. There we go. I'll save it quick. Bear with me. Sorry. Cosmodrome. And off we go. Climb the hills. It's deeper than it looks, by the way. And slippery. I couldn't imagine trying to do this with non-studded tires, or chains at least. This thing does pretty well. All you're going to do without that stuff is spin. Alright. Round away to the next thing. This could be a treacherous hill. So when we finally get to the mission for this, because there's a mission we have to climb this, or at least get to this location, I'm gonna highly recommend not going this way. As far as up this way, not down this way. Because I'm not even hauling cargo, and look how bad it is. I'm trying to get myself flipped over. Let's grab a little pine tree a couple times, and then we'll actually get a tree that can lift us up here. I was hoping my bumper would catch like this. Come on, get me on my wheels. There we go. I was hoping I could do it that way. Alright. So now we're headed over to the tower. But yes, I do not recommend climbing that hill. I don't recommend going down it either. So when I finally get to that mission, where we have to do something with that, I won't be going that way. Up or down, for that matter. I can see our tower off in the distance. It's straight away. But anyway, I was talking about the exhaust notes on some of the cars. Yeah, they don't always have to be this loud, and I think it must be a teenager thing. Although, as an adult, I do love the sound of a V8 engine with the right exhaust note. Man, it sounds so good. Some of the old muscle cars, oh yeah. I never had well, I guess I had a muscle car. I had a old, older muscle car. It wasn't the cool version of it. I'll just put it that way. It was a muscle car in its day. But if I had it now that I can afford to do stuff with it, it'd be a different story. Versus when I was a kid, it was just a car. That's all it was to me. It was a car. It was transportation to work. I mean, there were kids in my high school that were driving One kid drove the General Lee. If you know what that is, like a 69 Charger, I believe. It literally was painted like the General Lee. That's what he drove to school every day. That was his daily driver, winter, summer, whatever. And there were kids that drove all kinds of different things. That is all the towers. One kid had a Smokey and the Bandit car, if you know what that is, like a Trans Am. There were IROCs, which is still one of my favorite Camaros. The IROC Z. Never had one, always wanted one. I know they weren't the fastest cars. At least not bone stock, they weren't. Anyway, so we got them all unlocked. Our next video, I'll be doing upgrades on this map. So we'll see how that goes. And thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. I'm going to recover out of here. Back to the garage again. And again, drop them down below. I'll get back to you, I promise. If you just want to say hi, say hi. Works for me. Any interaction is a good thing. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video. Bye, everybody.